Good morning. That was funny. We're doing our Anatomy of Marriage radio live this morning. We're talking about how do I know if my husband's an alcoholic, and we just got to set up and wait for the live to get cracking.
All right, let's get cracking. Check, check. Good morning.
I don't know where to put my computer.
Hey, Kelly. Good morning.
Sing a song that's stuck in your head right now.
There is not a song.
There's not a song stuck in your head?
No.
Type the song that's stuck in your head, because mine is, I love it when you call me señorita. I wish it wasn't so darn hard to leave ya, because every touch is
Hey,
love.
Just Michelle.
It's
What's
true
up, Fearless?
love.
Good morning.
Ooh, should
I liked your DMs yesterday, or your comments rather, yesterday. It was encouraging.
It's so hard to be a human. I have to fight the song stuck in my head every time.
Maybe that's
Everything from the new Trolls movie. Is it good? I haven't seen it yet. And I love the first Trolls movie, like, a lot. The music is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that the new Trolls music is good music. I mean, movie, whatever. You know what I mean.
Yep. All right.
I don't have my
Ready to
headphones
go?
on. No,
Wanna
I
give
feel
2 more
I
seconds
feel
for
naked.
the feed to
I
catch
feel
up.
naked. Okay. Why you gotta look at me like that?
Why can't I?
Why are you looking at me like that? Is
Do what I
something
want to.
wrong? Check. Can we
I
turn
hate it
the
when
light?
you do this.
You are in the middle.
The
I'm gonna
soundtrack is
let.
awesome.
Oh, I shouldn't listen to the soundtracks. Then it will spoil it for the movie.
Yeah, it will.
Oh,
Okay.
Will you turn the brightness up on that? It's driving me
Yeah, sorry.
bonkers. Oh, good job. Perfect. Yes. Oh,
All right.
is it
Let's
okay?
go.
Are we good?
We're good.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Wednesday. Okay. Got it.
Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage Radio. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, my friends? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and welcome to today's show.
Today we will be talking about the question from our app, how do I know if my husband is an alcoholic? Now, we have an app called the Get Your Marriage On app. It's soon to be Anatomy of Marriage app where you can ask your questions to us directly and we'll answer them on the show. So if you get the app, you can put your questions in there, you get them answered.
That's right.
But
And
before
if you are joining us on Instagram Live, if you have a question, if you want to be in the actual show, an impromptu guest, if you will, request to join, ask a question, we'll hang out, we'll chat for a minute. This is AOM Radio. We'd like to take callers. We'd like to interact with you guys. So, Morgie.
And we answer your questions. You're live with us on Instagram and Facebook. I cannot, Charlie just wrote, Morgie and I could not be happier. Thank you for putting that, because that's adorable. So you can always join us live Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and get your questions answered, and just join the party, because it's immensely fun on
That's
our
right.
lives. But before we start, we're going to do our 4 things that we do every day. We do our prayer, our gratitude, our intentions, and then we do our questions at the end. So we encourage you, do these things together. We're not just doing this because we're weird. These really do build relationship. They help you out immensely. So start out with prayer. You want to
Sure.
pray us in.
All right. Thank you, God, Creator, for your blessings. Thank you for what you have given us and what you allow us to do. I pray that this is a helpful time for us and those who are listening. I pray that we all have a growth mindset and protect us spiritually and physically today. Amen.
Amen.
What are you laughing at?
You do this weird thing. Only when you pray, you pet. You pet me like aggressively. Like you do this with your finger and like pet. So I just thought as you were doing it, it's just prayer pet. I got to start figuring out how to like it because it really is annoying, but I don't want to be mean about it. So it's your prayer
Something's
pet.
annoying to you? Oh,
That was not kind.
Just kidding.
No, that wasn't kind.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, so we do our prayer, our goals, gratitude. Our gratitude.
and intention.
So our gratitude,
Mhm.
am I doing it backwards? No, the kids and I do it that way.
Gratitude.
So gratitude is what you're thankful that your spouse did either yesterday or this morning or like really recently that is specific. So it's not just like, I like your hair
Thanks
or,
for being awesome.
yeah, it's like a really, really specific thing. And my gratitude is last night we did our second workout together at the church with the kids. So we took, and it was like the kids have got the wiggles, some serious amounts. We got to
That's
get
right.
these wiggles out. So we ran over to the church literally at night. It was dark out. The kids were a little bit scared and we're like, no, we're going to do this. And the kids were like, okay, we're going to do a competition. We're going to run up the hill and like crabs, or we're going to climb up like bears. And you did all of them. And I thought, how cool is that? And how grateful I am that you would do all the exercises with the kids. You didn't complain. You didn't say it was dumb. You didn't say you didn't want to. And just that participation and your you're practicing participation in such an amazing way, and they feel amazing about it. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's overall encouraging. Plus, complaining is draining. Ooh,
Yes.
sick. I am thankful that you have a growth mindset. I am thankful you were doing 75 hard, and I am thankful that you are fun in that way. Like, you did it too. You did the crab up the hill, and you didn't complain either. And when you have two people on the same plane of thinking, then that's really
The no complain plane.
that's right. The no complain. It's that's a powerful thing.
The no complain. That's
Like
really
when you join together on finances, or let's clean the house, let's set this goal for ourselves. When couples do that, it is a very powerful part. It's not like powerful, like, oh yeah, it's powerful. It's like there's an energy around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like last night when we were like doing crab up the hill, there was an energy around that is palpable, that is transmissible to other people, and then we feed off of it in a good way. Just like complaining, you feed off of that in a bad way, and things spiral and they get worse. So we are both working on that. You have done an excellent job. Thank you.
You're welcome. Intentions. So, again, do these with each other. We are not just doing this for funsies. Do it with each other seriously. Intention is how you want to behave in the today, based on how you like stepping up your game from yesterday.
That's right.
Kind of a deal, or something that you know will help you out a lot. So, intention. Do you have an intention for today? Your behavior in our marriage?
Towards you?
Yes, it's marriage related. We've only done this 1,000 times, but go on.
I intend to be funny and make you laugh today.
I guess.
I intend to continue to be positive and give you compliments. Highlight what you were doing well, not highlight what you're not doing well. Right? And that is an intention, and that creates an energy and a momentum around stuff. And this is something that I wrote down. My intention is to be uplifting and encouraging like a simple dog. I'm going to treat you like a dog.
You know what's
Right?
so funny? Do
What?
you want now okay.
Okay.
Are we ready for it, people?
Yeah.
Remember how I said I was doing an experiment?
Yeah.
My experiment was to treat you like a dog.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because
is weird.
I see our dog who like rolls in dog crap,
Yep.
eats elk poop, pees on the floor, and I'm like, oh, I just love you.
Right.
How are you? Let me kiss your face.
You are happy to see him. Your countenance changes.
Yes, like
when we all see him, because
like
we're excited
I
about the
treat
dog.
him a certain way, and that energy is reflected back.
Right.
Right. And
Treat your spouse like a dog.
that you love.
Not a dog that you kick and that you don't want. Not some, stray dog that your husband brought home who bites you.
Yeah.
Right?
But isn't that funny?
It is funny.
That was my secret goal.
That is funny. Maybe I picked up on that vibe or something
The dog vibes.
because my intention, be uplifting and encouraging. Simple. The dog analogy. They are always happy to see you, and I want to encourage you that way. I want to treat you like a dog.
Oh, we need to get more dogs. We should have Studley breeding. That sounds
We
weird.
already did.
Okay. But my intention is exactly the same, and have it reflected into our children. Like, I think of, I feel like I've been doing really well at this lately with the kids, and
You
it's
have. The
transformed.
last 2 days have been big.
But the last 2 weeks were really hard with parenting, and so I'm trying to use this mentality of like, how do I treat my dog even when he's a total turd, but I adore that little thing.
Right.
And so I've got to be doing that with Seth and the kids. And so that's my intention today too, is like bringing more of that, like the stuff that I kind of have in my head that I want to say to you that I just don't, because I'm so skilled at blocking off what I actually want to do. Like I have a finely tuned mechanism in my mind that goes, oh, no, don't do it.
That is an upper limit problem.
Trust me, I know. Hattie, show everybody your tooth. All right.
Come here.
Come on. Ready? Jump up. 1, 2. Oh, whoa. Hattie's lost her front tooth.
Yay.
And the tooth fairy gave her $2.
$2.
It looks like.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
All right, sis. See you later.
Rolling
Love
in
you.
the dough, girlfriend.
Okay, Topher says, happy to see Seth wearing a sweatshirt today, Artie, so the broadcast doesn't get interrupted by a shiver.
That's pretty good.
That is funny.
Let's see. while you pray. I don't know if I get
Pet the dog while you pray. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's
Pet
why
the-
I'm petting you. I'm treating you like a dog while I pray.
This is prayer pets.
Wow, there's like so many analogies this
I know,
morning.
but I'm glad that was yours. I mean, I'm really so glad that you talked about that because it was exactly what I was trying to experiment with.
That's right.
I told it to Pamela the other day, and I was like, I have an epiphany in my mind, so that's
Well,
exciting.
keep on doing it
Yeah.
because it works. We love
Yeah.
our pets, and yeah,
Yes.
and it's simple. It's really simple.
So the challenge now is you who are watching and listening to the podcast, do these things with your partner. Talk about or pray together, talk about your gratitude, what you're thankful for, and then get into these intentions of how are you going to be different today? How are you going to be different from how you were yesterday? That's going to move your marriage and your relationship forward. So do them. And so let's get into today's question. You ready?
Today's a big one.
It is a big one. So, again, this question comes from our app, and it says, how do I know if my husband is an alcoholic? Me and my husband have been married together for 7 years, and since I can remember, he gets very annoying when he's drunk. He gets drunk off of 4 to 5 beers, and it has become a problem in our marriage. Too many problems to explain. So many fights about him drinking always lead to him saying, I won't drink again, unless it's a party. On Sunday, he was going to drink, but Saturday I caught him hiding beers and drinking. So that became another fight. And the next morning, he said it won't happen again. I'm sorry, I won't drink again. Sunday comes and I catch him hiding and drinking again. Then he lies about it when I asked him if he drank. I don't know how to trust him again, and I don't know if he needs help. This is just one of his recent incidents. I hope this makes sense. Thanks.
Okay, so I used to be a drug and alcohol counselor for a brief stint, along with a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is called a co-occurring therapist. You're dual diagnosed, right? I mean, not dual diagnosed, duly credentialed, right? You have expertise in 2 fields. And I learned a lot about substance use disorder, and also, as we've talked about on the show, we've been pretty transparent. I have treated alcohol in not a good way before, right? So I know what this guy is thinking, I know what he's going through, and I don't know how the wife feels so much.
I can tell you.
Right, but yeah, I think that, man, I have so many thoughts about this. So, yeah, when you hide stuff, why are you hiding it,
Yeah.
right?
Just start there.
Why are you hiding it? You're shameful about it. You don't want to admit that you're using something as a coping mechanism. You want to believe the best in yourself and go, well, it's not that big a deal. And you minimize it, right? So one of the best questions that I've ever been asked before, because I actually went and talked to a counselor when I was like, oh man, I think I'm using alcohol as a coping mechanism and this isn't good. The counselor said, hey, what would it look like if drinking wasn't in your life?
Mm-hmm.
What would it look like? So what would it look like if you didn't drink? And I don't know why, but it was so profound and it blew me away. I was like, I don't know. What? I've never even thought about that. And that was we call it pre-contemplation, contemplation, change phase. That was the pre-contemplation, what would it even look like?
Mm-hmm.
And that gave me a glimpse into what it would not look like, right?
What it would not look like? Or
Sorry,
what it would look like?
what it would look like. And I guarantee you that it never got to this point.
What are you talking about?
I
You hide drinking from me.
It wasn't, but I never lied to you about it. Like, oh, I just had one. I would be like,
I also never asked, really.
what you did a couple times, and it would be, I don't know, it was almost easier to just put the beer like in the shed or whatever, and I would be in the shed and be like, oh, just have one, right? Rather than come in here, open it, get the fridge, have you see me, all this other stuff, you know? So that was a thing that was, I realized, wait a minute, that's not healthy.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
not
going to
okay.
comment on that really quick because I
Uh-huh.
think one of the things that I think people often do, and this reminds me of our friend Matt, who is on the Bad Christian podcast, and he's just our friend as well, but he talked about he had to stop looking at Instagram, and Bridget asked him why. I think it was Instagram. And he just said to her, because I keep looking at porn on it. And I was like, oh, that's shocking. Like, he just flat out admitted it. But the average person, the majority of people, would be like, I just look at Instagram because, like, they'd have a whole laundry list of reasons, air quotes, reasons, why they would do that so that they could continue that bad habit.
Right.
And that's what I felt like you're doing. Like, you're saying, oh, it's just easier, air quotes, to put my beer in the shed where my wife can't see it.
Right.
And it isn't
Because then you won't see it and you won't say anything about it, and you're just like, oh,
it is,
don't
but
really
it is
deal with it.
literally like, I'm going to, and this is going to sound really harsh, but this is just how my brain perceives it. Like, I'm going to, like, loosen my morals enough so that I feel like I can do this guilty pleasure, and my wife can't find out about it. And then, so it's almost like intentionally, it's like a half hide. Does that make sense? Like, you're not, like, fully hiding it from me, lying to me about it, but you're definitely on purpose putting it out in the shed so I can't find it. There's a whole reason behind it.
You're omitting
Yes,
some things, right?
And you're not being transparent.
So another thing, and this could go with anything: drinking, eating, spending,
Looking at inappropriate stuff.
looking at it can absolutely go through
Let me
to
get chapstick.
anything. Hold on, somebody says that's very strong of him to realize it and admit it to her. I don't know. Are you talking about this person? Maybe he's saying that he won't drink again, but the behavior isn't changing. So it's in the pre-contemplation, like, oh, I won't do it again, but then you end up doing it, right? And you know the things that they say in AA, it's like you have to admit that you're powerless over this and all this stuff. You have to actually admit that it's an issue. Like, oh, this is a thing, despite all that I thought and despite all that I thought I would be. This is a thing for me. Somebody says, my friend's husband hides cigarettes and pills from his wife. With cigarettes, it's not that he's smoking, it's that he's hiding it. She is not his mommy, and she cares about him, but he hides it like a child, and that hurts her more than anything.
That's a powerful...
Yeah.
He hides it like a child. That is a very powerful sentence.
Right, so if you, as a psychologist, you go back, okay, what did he have to hide as a child from his mom? What would he get a slap on the hand for? And what is missing there? And one of the main things with any kind of addiction, it is primarily and almost exclusively a coping mechanism for what isn't there emotionally, right? Dr. Gabor Mate talks about any coping mechanisms, alcohol, pornography, smoking, buying, spending, is doing a thing that is always just enough. It's almost enough to numb the pain.
Yeah.
It's almost enough to cover it up, but it never is enough, and that's why we do it more and more and more.
Yeah.
So I, from a therapist point of view, want to go back and go, okay, what is the real thing? Is it like, okay, we had kids and it's just super stressful, this numbs me out? Because that's what it was for me. 3 kids, school, work, all kinds of stuff. Oh, this is just the grating kind of stress, but then drinking was like, okay, just take it away. But then, of course, you end up and like, oh, this absolutely doesn't work.
Yeah. And Charlie says, I meant stopping looking at the Instagram or whatever for the porn stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
it was very brave of him to tell her that.
Yes.
So a couple things come to my mind as you say that. So you said like, so you said, what is this drinking doing or what? I don't remember what you said exactly, but what I thought is, you keep saying it's a coping mechanism, right? And I want you to think of it like this. So this is going to sound super weird, but there is someone that I have who I adore, who is in my life, who has a problem with his joints, and he is a young fellow, and he uses crutches when he's not supposed to. Like, he actually is not supposed to use crutches, and he does. And so this is now a coping mechanism. His crutches keep him from being, like, injuring his knee, but he is not supposed to use them. He is supposed to be exercising. So think of the difference.
It's a crutch, literally.
It's literally a crutch for him not doing what he is supposed to be doing. So replace that concept, that visual, whatever, with alcohol. It is the crutch. When we say coping mechanism, I think it's so confusing. People are like, well, what do you mean coping mechanism? I don't even know. So it is stopping you from doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. What is so scary about saying, and this is the craziest thing to me, what is so scary about saying, you know what? I really like to get buzzed. I like to be drunk. I like to hide it from my wife. I'm not going to, right? What's so hard about that? That we cannot face...
There's a lot of things.
I know that. Right? I'm saying, but let's talk about that. Let's think about that. How can we empower people to be like, if you're doing something like hiding eating all the time, sneaking eating, sneaking drinking, looking at things that are inappropriate. How about you I almost said something not kind. I want you to become very strong and say to yourself, these are things that I struggle with, and I am going to figure out how I can address and acknowledge those things without then using them to tear my world apart slowly. Right? Does that make sense? Like, I want to say grow a pair, but that seems highly inappropriate.
Oh, that's what you want to say?
Yes. Grow a pair of ovaries.
So I will push back on you, because what you are saying is like, hey, just freaking get over it. Hey, just do it. Right?
I didn't say get over it.
Well, when you say grow a pair, that is just like...
No. I am saying if you cannot call something for what it is, that is a sign that you have a problem. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
Right. Okay. I agree. However, sometimes calling the thing a problem is the problem, because that brings up so many other things.
Sure, but I would
like,
highly suggest.
I'm not a man. I have to have.
No. This is not
the preferred self. Remember we talked about preferred self versus actual self. If we can, and there's so many things. It's like, bringing light to something is absolutely sometimes the scariest thing you can ever do, because it's admitting that you may be less than you think you are.
Okay,
you know
and I understand that, and I fully understand that. But
so I have empathy around that.
Yes, but what I want to say is that awareness is curative. Dr. Leslie Parrott said that in season 1. Awareness is curative, meaning you have to be aware that you do a thing in order to be able to start the cure and the process of healing. And I think what is so shamingly sad is that people think, if I say out loud something I struggle with, well, I'm bad, I failed, now I'm going to do it more,
right.
I'll probably start looking at porn more, I'll probably drink 2 gallons of beer a day instead of just 1, I don't even know what I'm saying, gallon of beer. But that's the thing I think people need to start growing a pair of ovaries for, is like, this is my new, grow a pair of ovaries.
Grow over.
This is Kitten Breath just joined as I said that. That's really funny. So what I want people to start doing, and what I would challenge you to do, if there is something that you struggle with, I don't care what it is, addiction, eating, staring at people that aren't your spouse, whatever it is.
Gossiping,
that's a great one.
Clothes.
Shopping endlessly. Do a couple things. Number 1, be brave enough to say, oh my gosh, this is not healthy. Then number 2, ask the 5 whys about why it's not healthy. Why am I drinking? Because I feel overwhelmed, because we've got 3 kids and they're all really wild and I don't know what to do. Why don't you know what to do? Well, because I didn't know and my parents weren't helpful and I was raised like this.
First, the thing would be, why do you drink? Well, I don't know. I like the taste.
Why do you like the taste? The hops.
The hoppy bouquet. No, somebody says, the veil of deception is blinding on both sides and it has to be removed to see clearly.
That is a great...
That is.
Did you make that quote up? Are you a poet? We didn't know it? I think that's a really great point, that it's like, it's blinding for both participants, that if you have this veil of lies.
Right.
Well, what were you saying? You were saying, asking the 5 whys, and then you started talking about hops.
So you when you answered the 5 whys, like you were on the 3rd why, kind of laying down, you know. So somebody said, "Hey Seth, why did you like to drink every day, or whatever, or just get like a little buzzed every day?" Well, I don't know. It's just kind of it was fun. Oh, why was it fun? Well, I wasn't thinking about other things. Well, what were you not thinking about, and why were you choosing not to think about?
What do you not want to think about?
Well, because if I really dug deep, it's kind of like, it's hard right now. It kind of sucks right now. Oh, well, why does it suck? Well, because I don't feel like I have a time off, or I can't turn my brain off. And
why do you feel like you need to turn your brain off?
Right, and all that stuff, and then you just go down to, it could be like 50 whys. Not
for
just
sure.
5. That is an excellent.
Yeah, we should definitely make that in part of the app. We should add the 5 whys, because it's so helpful, I think. But I think that all of this, conversation has to start with, I believe, and I know that it's hard, and I know that people don't like it, but there is a book called Extreme Ownership. Y'all ever heard of that? It's by my boyfriend. It's by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. And it is so good, and you can get it when you go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. You can get Extreme Ownership, the audiobook version for free on us. We love sharing the books that are changing our lives, and we love audiobooks because we can listen to them while we work out, while we clean the house, all of those things. So go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage to get Extreme Ownership.
That's right. Go get a book. Seriously. Read a book. No.
Learn a book, Seth.
Learn a book, Doug. So when I was in the shower this morning, cold shower, by the way, which I have some thoughts about, I seriously thought of this, and we could do a program where we tout 100% success. Hey, want a better marriage? Do our program. Want a better body? Do our program. Want a better growth mindset? Do our program. You want to know why it would be 100% success? Because we would screen people who did it, and programs work. Programs work if you work them. You know why they don't work? Because the wrong people get in a program and they don't do it. They don't have the mindset to do it.
There is no
yet.
wrong person. You're terrible.
No,
and I
I'm
don't
not-
know why you're talking about this, but
No,
Tony
because-
says, Mel, if you're going to have a boyfriend, Jocko is the best choice. So I love that.
No, I'm saying like through, and I was thinking about this morning. Therapy or a workout program or anything fail because the people who do them, who think they're going to work, aren't ready to do them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
So like through a very selective process, you go, oh, yeah, you're not a good candidate for this program because I'm seeing that you wouldn't finish it. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, that's cute, Hattie.
Oh, that's cute, sis. So what I'm saying is sometimes therapy doesn't work because... Oh, I got the.
Well,
I got
why
the
are we
big
talking about
eye roll.
this?
Because
This
it was
is
just a
not-
thought.
It
Okay.
is a good
Go
thought,
ahead.
but I
Go
don't know
ahead.
that it's
Sorry.
super related. So, back to is my husband an alcoholic?
Yes.
So I think that there are some steps I want you guys to take. That again, like Extreme Ownership, go get the audiobook. It's an amazing audiobook. There's also a book from Jocko Willink called Discipline Equals Freedom. I don't know if there's an audio version of that, but
I
it's
don't think so.
amazing. And it basically it's just like kick your own butt.
Right.
Do it yourself. Be able to tell yourself that yeah, I have a problem with drinking. And it's no big deal as long as I don't let it tear my world
Right.
apart.
And admit to yourself that you might suck.
We all kind of do
Melanie-
in some ways.
Sucked.
I did.
I sucked. Right? Do we now? No.
No, we're working on it. Not being
Right.
idiots.
You're working on it. So it's okay to admit to yourself that you suck. And don't be like, oh, I suck.
Yeah.
Sure, sit there for a day, but then get the up.
Hey.
Freak.
No,
Right?
thank you.
So hold on. To elaborate more on this person's question, the question, I don't know if the person is an alcoholic or not. I have diagnosed people with that, but there's a couple different stages, right? There's like chronic, there's alcohol abuse or alcohol dependence, right? And abuse, we all have abused it at one point in our life. Have you ever gotten super drunk and been like, oh, that was a wild night?
no.
Everybody has. Mostly everybody has. That's abuse. That's one instance, right? But if there's instance over instance over instance, then you increase your tolerance levels. Then you depend on that to cope, right? So alcohol dependence is actually much more dangerous and serious than alcohol abuse. So I don't know where your husband falls, but guess what? You're not going to change him if he doesn't want to change, okay? Learn that now or your life is going to be really, really hard.
Well, but I would encourage you. You can reach out. You know, we have partnered with getfaithful.com /anatomy of marriage. You can go there to get a HIPAA compliant therapist. And you can, again, step one is acknowledge it, talk about it, get it out in the open. Step two, then you go ahead and reach out to someone for help if that is what you need to do. Okay, Hattie, not right now, babe. You reach out for the help that you need. So you can go to getfaithful.com /anatomy of marriage. This is a real therapist. It's teletherapy, so you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get dressed. You couldn't do that anyway if you wanted right now. And you get the help that you need. They will provide you with ideas, steps, programs that you can join. So, but you just can't do it alone. Because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. It has been invented for you and systematized for you. So, but get the help that you need. Okay?
Get the help. And you guys are actually going to getfaithful.com /anatomy of marriage. You are going there and you are signing up. We just got a statistic thing yesterday and you are doing it. So, number one, thank you for doing that. Thank you very much. And I'm thankful, not because it helps us out, but because you are actually going out there and doing stuff and you are getting help. And you can literally, keyword, overeating. Keyword, is my husband XYZ, just like this lady said. Then you will talk to a therapist who is skilled and who has practiced in that particular thing, right?
It organizes it for you. And Tessa says hiding anything is usually a sign that something is wrong and should be looked into. Yes. So again, this could be hiding excessive online shopping. Did you open a credit card that your partner doesn't know about? Not okay. Are you looking at things you shouldn't look at? Eating things you shouldn't eat? Doing things to your body that you shouldn't do and you are hiding? Again, you can go to getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage and use keyword searches to find a therapist that is right for you. And there is never, it's not like a one and done deal. If the first therapist you try does not help you or work well or whatever, you can get a different one.
Try again.
You are not stuck.
And a good therapist, so if you feel like it's not a good fit, you can tell your therapist, I'm not sure that this is the best fit. Is there someone else that I could see? Don't be afraid to do that. We are trained, a good therapist is trained to say, to not take it personally, to not get all butthurt about it and go, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You know, I do have a couple of referrals, refer out, friends, people who I know about who may serve you better.
And
Thank
from
you
a
for your
therapist side too, Seth doesn't want a client,
Sorry.
Seth doesn't want a client that he doesn't jive with as well, because he knows that the client is not going to get the best results if the client doesn't like Seth. Right? So it's not like a friendship exactly. It's different. Seth is trained that if something's not jiving, he knows what to do. So don't be afraid of like, oh, I don't like that therapist. Just get a different one. It's no big deal. So go to getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. Check it out if you need help. Thank you for sending the question into the Get Your Marriage On app. Guys, seriously, check out our app. It's amazing. It is our heart poured out for couples. It's fun. It's fast. We teach in it. There's videos. There's hilarious videos.
All right, to the questions.
Okay, our questions of the day. I have one. And there's a funny thing. There's two of them, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. So this question is in the Get Your Marriage On app under Our Story and Conversation Starters. What quirks do I have that you think are cute?
You're going to get mad at this, but I think it's cute when you misspell words.
Oh, you laugh at me when I misspell words. It's the most embarrassing thing ever.
I think it is cute.
Well,
I don't know why, but I think it's cute.
I'm glad, because I don't.
Okay, what about me?
I like that you do that little kick thing when you walk.
Which one?
Like you do, you'll be walking normally and he'll like go, whoop, and he'll like zap step. And I think one of the things I think is cute about it is that his dad does it.
Yeah.
And it's like very much like your dad does it, and it's super cute. Don't read the second one because I want to do a different one. The next, okay, so answer these questions, ask them with each other. What quirks does your partner have that you think are cute? Talk about it.
Right.
So the second one is actually something that my neighbor and I came up with yesterday as we were on our walk. We were talking about conversation starters. And she said, if you could grant one wish for me, what would it be? And if I could grant one wish for you, what would it be? And it could be anything. And I'll post these later so y'all can ask.
Oh man, okay. So you've thought about this. You say yours to me, and then I'll think of one.
So if I could grant you one wish, it would be like unlimited access to airplane tickets forever. So you could go to any airport, ride on any plane. If you wanted to go on a 777X or whatever, which flew over our house yesterday, you could do that. If you wanted to go in like a Cessna, you could do that. I don't know. So you could go to every airport and ride on any plane and go anywhere you wanted.
I just want to take an airport tour on plane.
If anyone's a pilot in our audience, come contact Seth and take him on a...
Fly me away.
What if you could grant me one wish, what would it be?
It would be to build you the exact dream house that you wanted.
Anna Green Gables.
With shiplap, with 2 stories, with every single thing.
What are some features I want in my dream home?
I think shiplap, 2 stories, looks like Anna Green Gables.
If you don't say the one feature I always say,
oh crap,
we could put in a
galley kitchen.
No, well, I do like galley kitchens, and it could hang from the
a giant bathtub.
No. No. Hang swings. I want swings in my house.
Swings in the house. Okay.
Off of big beams. I want a barn house with swings. If there's any barn home builders in the audience.
In Tennessee.
Anyway, so I want you guys to do the Get Your Marriage On conversation starters of the day. The app is free. There is a paid version, but the free version has the conversation starters, I think. Could be wrong. But so go to getyourmarriageon.com or anatomyofmarriage.com. You can get the app in both places and do the conversation starters every day. Pray with your partner every day. Talk about your gratitudes and your intentions every single day. You guys are going to be amazed at how much better you feel, how much more you feel connected, how much more you talk about fun things, and how much more just joy is in your life. So thank you for joining us every morning. And thank you so much again for rating and review the podcast. I love it to the most.
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.